team, this is Nathan from RunDreamAchieve.com. Hope you're all doing well. Today's topic I want to go over: how long do you need to train for a marathon? I often get asked this question quite often, and I always state the same thing. A longer buildup is better when it comes to preparing for these longer races, because you definitely do not want to rush your fitness when it comes to preparing to run fast over any particular distance. Trying to rush your training buildup in a matter of a few weeks, say like 4 weeks, is extremely difficult, because it takes about anywhere from about 4 weeks for the body to adapt to any stress load that you're placing on it. So when you're training for a marathon, you want to think long term. It took me several years. It actually took me I started running marathons in 2002, and I didn't run my personal best for the marathon until 2007. So, and I get asked quite often, how did you go from 2 hours and 43 minutes to 36 seconds to 2 hours, 19 minutes and 35 seconds? That is a massive drop in time. To go from running at 6:14 mile pace to 5:19 mile pace took a enormous amount of hard work, diligence, and tenacity. And it's again, as I talk about in other videos, it's so important to continue to stay persistent in what you're going after. You have a specific goal time already for the marathon, otherwise you wouldn't be probably watching this video. A lot of you are setting new personal best. I just recently received word from one of the athletes that invested in one of my training plans. He wanted to break 2 hours and 40 minutes. He bought a 16-week training plan and ended up running a 2:35:59. And obviously there's no guarantees when it comes to preparing for these races. It's just your chances of success will go higher based on how you are preparing for the race itself. And I always talk about running a minimum of 4 weeks of easy aerobic base mileage first before you start a 16-week block of training. 20 weeks is plenty of time. The most optimal time frame, in my opinion, is anywhere from a minimum of 16 weeks, but preferably 24 weeks in duration. That is plenty of time to properly prepare for the marathon. You definitely have to continue to train at or below goal marathon race pace, but you don't want to rush into this. I talk about longer tempo runs, faster, varied pace long runs. So not just running long, slow, easy every single weekend. That's a big mistake I think a lot of runners are making when it comes to training for the marathon, because it's not that they're lacking in talent or motivation. It's just simply that they need to spend a higher percentage of their weekly volume training at a higher intensity, stressing the energy systems of the body adequately enough in order to get that training stimulus that you want, and that is to improve your body's lactate tolerance. You're able to sustain marathon race pace longer and slow down less in the race. You have to make sure that you're paying attention to your pacing in that race as well. The marathon distance is not like a 5K or 10K. You can make some mistakes in a marathon and be able to make up for them because it's a longer race. But in a shorter, more anaerobic event like the 5K, the mile, the 1500, the 3K, 5 kilometer, 10K distance, you don't have as much time to make those mistakes. But even in those shorter races, proper pacing is key. It's always important to focus on running a negative split in your races, so that preferably you run that second half faster than you run the first half of your marathon. But in terms of how long should your marathon build-up be, minimum 16 weeks, preferably 24 weeks. And I know a lot of you who are watching this video will probably agree with me that a longer buildup usually is a better way to go, because again, you're not rushing into your fitness. You're not going to expect quick results, but you know that a longer buildup will supply that sufficient time that you need in order to really prepare properly for the 42.2 kilometer distance. Faster, varied pace long runs, I definitely think, is one of the biggest key tactics athletes can start changing now in their marathon buildup that will really pay a huge benefit to you in the long run. From 2002 up until early 2007, like February, I arrived to the Army World Class Athlete Program in February of 2007, and I ran the 2:19:35 PR in December of 2007. But from 2002 to 2007, from when I first arrived there, I would just run easy long runs. Now not necessarily easy pace for a lot of runners. My pace prior to making that change of running a faster, varied pace long runs every other weekend was, I'd be running 6:30, 7-minute mile pace on my long runs, but I would do that every single weekend, and I would still focus on doing speed workouts, tempo runs, hill repetitions, VO2 max workouts where you're running anywhere from 95 to 105% of your maximum heart rate. And again, when I talk about, when you're doing those speed workouts, hill repetitions, you're doing the fartlek workouts, you're doing faster long runs where you're running a mixture of varied pace, very hard anaerobic efforts in that long run, very easy efforts. You're recruiting more fast twitch muscle fibers. And the more of those you can recruit by running at very, very aggressive efforts during your workouts will help make that goal marathon race pace that you're going after feel that much easier, because again, you've spent sufficient time training well below the pace that you're planning on racing at. You're not going to be able to run, if you're trying to break a 3-hour marathon, you have to run 6:52 mile pace or 4:16 per kilometer pace. So when you're doing speed workouts and you're running your repeat miles under 6-minute mile pace, or running your repeat Ks at say like 3:30 per K, you're not going to be able to hold that pace for a full marathon. But the key tactic is to practice spending some time each week training well below your goal marathon race pace, so that again you get that race pace that you're going after to feel easier, more manageable, more sustainable. And again, you're improving your body's lactate tolerance by running much, much faster. Now, I always talk about running, focusing on your speed development, but you have to pay attention to your recovery, because there's only so many times you can push the body hard and expect very high returns, especially in the marathon distance. There's a lot of athletes need about 4 to 6 months to train properly for the marathon distance. For me personally, I ran about 2 marathons a year. And I'd run shorter distances, the 5K, I'd go out and run road races, 10K, 10 miles, half marathon, leading up to training for those marathons. But I'd only run about 2 marathons a year. And there are a lot of athletes out there that, there's some phenomenal ultra distance runners out there. There are athletes that seem to run marathons just about every other month or every couple months. And, if that's you, I definitely commend you. I respect anybody that wants to run marathons that often. But really, it's important to just focus on the goals that you have yourself and continue to practice training at and below goal marathon race pace, and make sure that you're jogging on those recovery days. It's very important to give yourself at least 48 hours of recovery between each one of those hard anaerobic workouts you're doing. Now, there's some elite runners out there, and I spent some time doing this as well, where we would run 2 anaerobic workouts in a day. So in the AM, I may run repeat miles on the track, and then in the PM, I would do a fartlek workout where I'd run maybe 20 minutes, alternating 1 minute hard followed by 1 minute easy. But I would usually give myself 2 days recovery after those hard workouts. And there were sometimes I would give myself 72 hours. I would need 3 days of easy, relaxed jogging in between each one of those hard workouts for me to adapt to that particular stress load that I was placing on my body. So keep those things in mind too when you're training for your marathon. Recovery plays a huge part. Making sure your nutrition is on point, you're getting plenty of rest, you're hydrating well between each one of the hard workouts you're doing, making sure that you ingest some protein or carbohydrates to replace that glycogen that you lost, and do that no later than 30 minutes after your hard workouts or easy workouts. Even if you're going out and you're just running easy, or any type of fluid that will replace that glycogen that you lost. Fruits and vegetables, obviously, just a healthy diet, maintain a healthy diet, and continue to focus on these fundamentals, and you will definitely succeed. But definitely 16 weeks minimum, preferably 20 to 24 weeks to prepare for a marathon properly. So I hope this video is helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment, or let me know where you're currently at in the marathon. I'd like to hear where your current personal best is, and what your goal marathon time is long term. Like your pie in the sky, like that is the time I want to go for. Leave that in the comment section below. I'd look forward to hearing from you. And definitely check out the resources below all my videos. I have running courses, training plans, as well as personal monthly coaching for athletes that are seeking that. And if that's something you're interested in, then definitely check out the resources below all of my videos and on RunDreamAchieve.com. So I wish you all the best, and I'll talk to you in the next video.